We are in the Tri-State Museum and Visitor Center's new addition, completed last fall. We're delighted to have it. We only waited about 15 years for everything to come together so that we could get this done. It has been a real boon and will continue to be something that helps us grow. Running down the center of the addition is an exhibit called On the Map, and our temporary exhibits that used to be squished into a minimal space in the museum proper can now be in here, so they can expand and breathe. And we have some exhibits coming up that are going to be very interesting, including one in 2026 on vaudeville, because we have some old materials from the vaudeville circuit that came through Belle Fourche. This gallery is what we call this particular part of the addition. Also includes a stage, and we have waited for some time to have the stage so that we can have theatrical productions, and also that it can be a place for presentations and even for rentals. We had a rental around the time of the 4th of July with rodeo queens who did a fashion show on the stage. We've already had 2 productions on the stage, one in February by the 1903 Readers Theater Company, and one in April by the Tri-State Performers. And we hope to have an additional production with the 1903 Readers Theater in August, and the Tri-State Performers on stage here in October. So we're very pleased with the size of it, because it means that we don't have casts that are very large, but it also means everybody can hear people who are on the stage, and there is a minimal lighting system. We also have, for those occasions when we have presentations, a screen that comes down for PowerPoints and movies and videos and things like that. So we're very pleased with the size of it, and the fact that it's got this great entryway that is actually created for ADA compliance, but it becomes a wonderful way for young actors to hide before they come onto stage, and they particularly like that kind of thing. We do have a few permanent exhibits that are here. On the Map is a temporary exhibit, but we do have some permanent exhibits here, and the Seth Bullock exhibit is one of them. But as you go past the Seth Bullock exhibit, what we have is our classroom. The classroom is where we have our library of books, which we expect will grow as time moves on. We also have videos for kids that are stored here. We have a desk and a computer for people who might want to come and do research with our materials. And in addition to a whiteboard, which is fairly standard, we have the ability to have videos on the screen for classes. Now, this room can also be rented out to people who want to have a small meeting room. And we've had 1 or 2 entities that have used this for that purpose. But it also significantly is a place for us to have our classes and meetings and so on. In addition to the fact that we have an exit out of this addition into the museum proper, we also have a door that will take you out directly out of the building. Now, this is significant for large events where we have catering here, and for people who are bringing food items, because they can come in that door and go straight to our kitchen. So you wouldn't think that doors are all that important, but to a lot of people, particularly caterers, it really is important that they can be close to where food will eventually be given to people. This is our kitchen. We are delighted to have it because we have events where we serve food, particularly our first Saturday brunches, and the tea, which is in the autumn. And people who have rented it in the past have also had food, and so they have a serving place so that they can set up before they put food out into the gallery area. And you can imagine this is as popular with staff as it is with anybody who rents or uses the place, because we have had such a cramped area where we had to have the coffee pot or a tiny refrigerator or not much counter space to do things. So we're very pleased to have this and think that this is a real asset when we are looking to get more rentals for the museum and the addition, because this is something that caterers definitely want to have. Because we can now expand our temporary exhibits, we can have an area that is much bigger for kids to relax and enjoy in and partake of activities that relate to the temporary exhibit. Whereas, once again, as before, all of this was kind of crushed together in the museum proper. And so we're very glad that we have this space now, which can change with every temporary exhibit, although we will probably keep the kids' chair with the books there. And so once again, just an opportunity to stretch out and have more space to make it a more inviting place for people to visit. Prior to the construction of the addition, so much of what eventually wound up there had to be put in the center of the museum proper. Well, when the center of the museum proper was vacated because we could put things in the addition, we could move a lot of things around in the museum proper that we never had before. Our music exhibit is much bigger than it was before. Our school days exhibit has moved and has much more breathing space. Medical exhibit has added a great deal. We have an exhibit on telephony now. We've got some wonderful telephones. And we just have been able to move a lot of things around. We've also been able to find space for our enormous selection of salt and pepper shakers, which we haven't really had on exhibit at all in the past. And in addition to all that, our store was able to grow a bit. So we have more merchandise in the store. So we would love to have people come and visit us. In the summertime, we are open every day of the week, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, Sunday, 1 to 4. And during the off-season, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. You can check us up on Facebook or look at our website, tristatemuseum.com, and see a lot of interesting information about things that we have upcoming.